It's your boy Los. Let's get it. All right, so as you can see, we are talking this very cloudy Saturday morning about Bizzle or God Over Money's latest album. Bizzle and God Over Money presents Us Against the World. And I'm not gonna lie, from the jump, I was kind of not confused, and this is really none of my business per se, but I did ask myself the question, like, why is it titled Bizzle and God Over Money as opposed to just God Over Money? You know what I'm saying? Like, we know, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It's like we know you the man, we know that's your label, but I didn't really like the separation between, you know, the Bizzle and the God Over Money. I don't know, I just, call me petty, I just didn't like that. Not a major thing, just one of those type things. But the album as a whole, just be straight with you, from a lyricist or lyrical kind of guy, backpacker myself, I'm a fan of this album. I think they did a phenomenal job on this album. Yeah, lyrically, I think they killed it. I think actually this should have been, so they did an album a while back called basically Christian hip hop has bars too, or something like that. If I'm wrong, I'll put it right here. But that was basically trying to show that, you know, Christian rappers can rap just as well as, or even better in some cases, as secular rappers. I think this here should have been that album. I think this album should have been the let us show you what we can do type album, as opposed to what they gave us. I did a review on that one there. It was cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie and say it was all bad, but I didn't think that was a good representation of what we had to offer as far as Christian CHH is concerned. But I feel like this album here gave what was missing from that album, which was just bars. I mean, everybody from, so AI is on this album, Bump's on this album, Jared's on this album, Bizzle, of course, on this album, See Out of the Corners on this album, Dayton's on this album, even the song my man Monster is on this album. I'm a fan of Monster. My first time hearing Monster was on Bumps' album. His album, the song's called Spaz, and Bumps is on there, and that's my first time hearing. I was like, yo, that dude is actually a monster. And kind of fun, I guess he's a pro wrestler, which is dope in itself. And so, praise God, he's a believer, he's a pro wrestler, and he got bars. Yo, it's a triple threat. And so, yeah, so he's on this album, he kills it. But yeah, so everybody from top to bottom, in all honesty, really brought it. And that's really hard to find, right? It's really hard to find a quote-unquote compilation album with multiple different artists, and everybody brings on every song. Usually you get, you know, a couple cats kind of fall off here and there, but for the most part on this album here, everybody brought it. I was a shock, I'm not gonna lie. I've said before, I'm not a See Out of the Corner fan. I'm not a fan of his style, but lately he's been growing on me. When I heard him on R. Swift's album, Golden, the song him and AI did with R. Swift, I was like, wow, okay, there's some growth in there. And I heard him on a couple other songs, just, okay, there's some growth in there. And on this album here, I'm like, yo, mad growth. And I'm feeling C-Lot now. And I am becoming a fan. I feel like he really brought it. For a while, I wasn't really feeling Bumps either. Bumps was all right, but on this album, actually his album he dropped, his solo album, I was like, yo, I'm a fan. And on this here, I feel like he brought it. I feel like everybody, it's funny to say, man, everybody just was almost even. I think Dayton, I'm a huge Dayton fan. I think Dayton really stepped up his game. I'm gonna say something in a second. That tripped me out to even say. Dayton stepped his game up, and I think he was really just the gold winner, I guess I would say, of this album, if you were to ask me. But on the song Bottom Line, Bizzle and Dayton did that joint together. Man, that was probably, I don't want to say the best, right? But I'm gonna tell you point blank, that was a phenomenal song. I play that song back to back over and over again, in the gym, at home. It's one of those songs where you stand in front of the mirror and you act like it's you. But it's funny when I do that. I like, 1 minute I'm saying, "Oh, I'm Bizzle." I'm man up to admit this. I don't care. I'm Bizzle. But then the next time I do it, like, I'm Dayton, because both of them really brought it. But it's the first time I can say, in all honesty, it's the first time I heard Dayton on a song and he didn't king it. You know what I mean? Like he. I'm not gonna say that Bizzle washed him, but man, I'm gonna be honest with you and say that I don't. Bizzle may have got like this, like a frog's hair size better than Dayton on that song, but for the most part, phenomenal song. I'm a fan of that song. Song was a little light. They got a video for that. I just saw the video this morning. Kind of disappointed. The song was cool. It would have been a song that I would have did a video to. That's just me. The song was alright. It was cool. It wasn't a skip. By the way, there's barely any skips on this album. Maybe one, but for the most part, barely any skips on this album. But that little Light of Mine video just was mad corny to me. You can see there's a studio or the warehouse, and yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. But the song was cool. Did what it was supposed to do. There's a song here that I didn't like. It's called Real Ones, right? So Bizzle is doing the chorus. I forget who all AI she's on. I think the whole squad's on it. But the chorus bothers me, right? And he says, I'm gonna paraphrase, I'm probably gonna mess it up, but he says, if you wasn't feeling us, basically you wasn't meant to. Our style's only for the real ones. And you know, it just, that kind of touched me the wrong way, man. It's like, so basically what you're trying to tell me is, like, because I don't like what you're saying, I'm automatic in the hater category, first off, and second of all, I'm just not real. So it's not, so it can't be that you suck. Not saying they suck, but just hear what I'm saying. So it can't be that y'all suck, right? It can't be that y'all don't have, y'all didn't bring it this time. It's solely my fault. All right, cool. And that's just what I got from it. I just like, yo, I didn't like that. That was, I think, yeah, Real One was probably the only one on the album that I just like I just skipped that one because just, that didn't sit right with me. You know, I didn't know. I don't like that. But the song called I Know, which I think was dope. Bumps, Jared, I think, yeah, Dayton's on that. I think Jared comes in first, and he talks about pretty much, it's dealing with COVID. And Jared talks about basically being at the gas station or the supermarket, whatever, got masks on, how irritating that is. Dayton's verse to me was just beautiful and just heartfelt about how just getting married, and he had an idea for all these shows so he can, make money for his family, and COVID pops up, and so now he can't work like he's supposed to work and bring in the bread, like supposed to bring in the bread, and the weight of a husband trying to be the man and carry all the bills and the weights and everything, but then now you're newly married and so things ain't going too well, so now your wife got to carry these burdens, and that's just a hard place to be, man. And I just really felt his heart on that. But mostly at the end of the day, they're trusting in the Lord. I think AI, she's on that song too, and she killed it about just trusting God, and it's just a beautiful song, man. It's probably one of my favorite songs on the album because if you know me, I live in the state of having to trust God to make a way out of no way. And so it's just a beautiful reminder that God is amazing, that he got it. Like I said, Monster is on the album. He did a good job of his song. I do wonder slightly where Monster's theology is. Just a little bit. I'm concerned. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little concerned of where he is theologically wise. Want to hear it. In all the songs that I've heard him in, I've never been a clear understanding of how he sees the scriptures and how he sees God. And so I don't know, and I would like to know. I'm a fan of his style, and seems very gifted, very lyrical dude. But I'm just question his theological stance, and I'll expound on that, I guess, maybe the next time I hear him, because I'm just curious. But now he's part of a God Over Money, and so I'm going to assume, yeah, obviously he's a believer and that he loves the Lord. But I just want to know where he stands scripturally, though. That's just me. Another song. There's another thing I didn't care for. Hold on, real quick. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back, obviously, because you hear me. The song in there called "The Rock," right? They kind of do this little singing on it and everything. Bizzle's kind of really growing into that, and I'm not a big fan of it. It's okay. He makes it work for himself, but I'm just not a huge fan of it. But there's a line that Dayton said that I didn't catch. My wife caught it first, and I was in the gas station actually, and I came out, and she was like, "Yo, did you hear that?" I was like, "Nah, I'm in the gas station." But she's like basically rewinded, and I heard what he said. It wasn't a diss, and it wasn't inappropriate. I just didn't think it was necessary. Toward the end of his line, he says, his verse he says, you want to basically, once again, paraphrase, mess it up. You basically want to blow out your brain and imitate Kurt Cobain. And I just, everybody knows the story. I think my man, was over in Nirvana. Smells like Teen Spirit, or yeah, whatever. Classic song, classic group, the whole nine. And yes, he committed suicide, shotgun to the mouth type joint. And yeah, so I don't think Bizzle was trying to be disrespectful. It's hip hop. You got shock therapy. You want to, do something that connect people, can understand. Like, oh, I get it, type ordeal. So I hear it, so I see it. But I don't think that was I didn't like that. Every time I hear it, I kind of cringe a little bit. Like, I don't think you should have said that. I don't think you should have tried to make light of that man's death just for a bar. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I guess for me, it's not just him. Meek Mill did a bar about Kobe and the chopper and the whole nine. I don't think we should play around with that. I don't think that's funny. I don't think that should be a woo type line when we talk about someone's death. You know what I'm saying? Because although this is CHH and not many world people listen to it, it's still people going to hear it. You know what I'm saying? So visualize that family hearing that bar about their family member that died, however they died. I remember when Meek Mill did a thing about Kobe Bryant, whatever, Vanessa Bryant, and actually hip hop as a whole attacked him. Well, not everybody, because some people are like, it's just rap. But a lot of people attacked him, and he had to apologize to her. Like, I think it was a face-to-face type thing. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean no disrespect. Woo, woo, woo. And so people take that personal. People take it seriously. And I'm just not a fan of that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that was appropriate. But other than that, man, this is a great album. I think everybody really came with it. The production was really good. C-Lot on the beat. He's becoming one of my favorite producers. Definitely started being like in my top 10. And it's funny, one of my dudes, man, shout out to my man E, he made a statement on facebook.com/performbars. He referenced God Over Money in connection with Reach Records, right? How they do their ciphers, or not ciphers, but compilation albums and everything. And this is gonna sound like a diss, but I promise you it's definitely not. I don't think we can connect the two because there's two different goals, right? So with Reach back when they did, the 116 compilation, and on every Reach album back when they did, at the very last song was a cipher type joint, right? On every album, go back and look, you'll see every album last song was a cipher of some sort, right, of the whole squad. Reach's goal back then wasn't to showcase their skills. Not one song did Reach do back then was done for you to say, woo, that man had bars. Never. That's one thing, like, you go back and listen to it, no one ever really came with bars back then. Cats were lyrical, cats were dope, cats were smooth with it, but it was never a bar fest. It was never a let me show you how dope I am, right? It was always just Jesus. Like, they wanted to present Christ, of course, in a cool way, hip hop way, in a groovy way, whatever. Yeah, but it was never a I'm smooth lyrically with it way, right? God Over Money is the opposite. They are, and it's not a bad thing. They are, let me present Christ to you at the same time that I got these bars. You know what I'm saying? So their whole, not gimmick, that sounds wrong, but their whole right, is we, like I said, like the album before, we are just as dope as the secular cats is. Let me show you. At the same time, I'm going to present Christ to you. It's just two different apples and oranges type joint. You know what I'm saying? It's just two different. Where Reach whole mindset was preach Jesus, more Jesus. That's all they were. Gotta be cool, gotta be clever with it, yeah, fine. But at the same time, I'm really more so concerned about you hearing about Christ. God Over Money is more, let's be lyrical, let's be creative with it, that's fine. Epic bars to put together, but at the same time present Christ to you. It's just two different styles. And like I said, I like both. I'm a fan of this album. I'm a fan of God Over Money. I'm a fan. The very last song is not a remix. Just the one thing they've been doing. They've been bringing a lot of old songs and putting it in, and they did. I forgot the name of it. I'll put it right here if I remember. But and it was cool. I liked We Take a High Up. It was a cool little remix when they originally did it. I liked it. I think, it's funny, right? I think, and every time I said it, so I heard the album a million times, and I always say, oh man, I wish I heard more AI. Then I go hear it again, and I hear a lot of AI, right? Or then I'll listen, like, oh man, I wish I heard Selah a little bit more. But then I go back and listen again, I hear a lot of Selah. I think whoever put this together did a really good job of spacing it out, where not one artist had more time than another. Selah was the only one I think that had was he the only one that had his own feature? His own song? He might have been. I don't know. I think Selah was the only one that had their own song. Was it Jared? Sorry, one person had their own song, but other than that, everybody shared the songs. And I liked that. I liked the feel of this album. Definitely a windows down. Summer's coming around the corner. Spring is here. It's definitely a windows down type album. The bass was knocking. Production was, like I said, was dope. I really don't have other than what I already said. I really don't. Oh, so sorry. I forgot the name of it. I'll put it right here. I don't have time to stop and go look real quick. Bizzle said something that really took me back, and I think it's on The Rock. It made me question. I don't want to be disrespectful. He said something that made me say, that was odd. And I heard it a million times, and I wanted to make sure I heard him clearly. And he's talking about basically people trying to act like they're God. And he said his line was clever. He talks about Christ, dying and rose on the third day. And he's talking about basically about follow God and whatnot. And he says the line was, once again, paraphrase, messing it up, but the line was basically if you follow him, meaning God, he'll do the same for you, meaning Christ's resurrection. Well, the confusion I have with that is Scripture says, Christ says, destroy this temple, on the third day I'll rise it up, indicating he's God, right? Indicating I'm God, so I'm going to raise this up. And I could be being petty. If I am, my bad, but it felt like Bizzle was saying, did I say Bizzle? My bad. Bizzle was saying, it felt like he was separating Christ from God. Okay, that's what I'm trying not to get at, but I'm getting at. I felt like he was trying to say basically, I'm being careful with this, and I don't want to come across rude because I'm a fan of Bizzle. I'm a fan of this album and the whole movement and everything, but it felt to me like there was a separation being made between Jesus being God. That basically God was over here and Jesus being, glorified and whatnot, and Lord, they said that a lot, but they separated, like he was separating Jesus from being God by saying that God would raise Jesus, as if Jesus isn't God and didn't raise himself. Yeah, that threw me, not gonna lie. And I've heard it again. I'm probably gonna hear it even some more after I finish this video here, just to see. But I didn't like that. Not gonna lie to you, I did not like that at all. That really didn't sit well with me. But I'm praying I misunderstood. I'm praying that he does see Jesus as being God, because he is. But yeah, we'll see. But anyways, y'all be easy. Have a great day. Enjoy the album. Go cop the album. Support the team. Unless we find out that Bizzle doesn't believe Jesus is God. If we find out that God over money, if we find out that God over money does not believe Jesus is God, we might have to let that slide, yo. But anyways, yeah. Y'all be easy. Grace.